We're now back in open session. We will move to public comment. Anybody in the audience that would like to speak on either an agenda or non-agenda item, now would be the time. I'm assuming most of you are probably here concerning liquor license, noise issues, etc. So let's handle that particular subject first. If you're interested in speaking on that, please come to the mic or stand up and speak loud enough, state your name and address, and say what you have to say.
Don't know.
Not all at one time.
I got one of those two, Dave, so
Okay.
just so we don't, you know.
So nobody wants to speak concerning liquor licenses or noise issues? Going once, going twice? Next, what else would you like to speak about?
Rob Zoschke, Yacht Club at Sister Bay, just a quick comment and question on the groin pier, the pier dividing the beach from Yacht Club. When, from the beginning of time with the DNR approved specifications and all the initial conversation back and forth was always that it was specifically going to be designed as inaccessible to foot traffic. The bottom line is, as it is today, it's as if it's been built specifically for foot traffic. It's nothing like those original specifications. It's very easy to get out on. It looks like a walkway's been built into it, and just recently, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to take a look at it in the state it's in, but I've had a steady stream of rental guests and owners coming back to the property for the first time calling me down. There's been a steady stream of people out there fishing, people just out there hanging out, people out there smoking pot, and this is in broad daylight, and the beach isn't even open yet. So just wanted to alert you to that and ask if at this time, since it is so drastically different than what it was said to have been, have you guys got any plans at this point to do something at the front of it to prevent foot traffic access? Or is it incomplete to the point that when they finish it, it's not going to be able to be walked down?
Next comment.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm Judith Stevenson
Yep.
from the Yacht Club. I would just like to know why during an open meeting, advertised open meeting, you choose to have a closed session at the beginning of it. It almost looks like you're hoping we'll get up and leave and you won't have to deal with us. I'm sorry, but that's my take on it.
Sorry, was not the intention. Was it?
Greg Sundstrom. I think we made a move in the right direction with our sign ordinances. We were so restricted before, but I'm looking at a friend of mine, I think he got fined $350 or $400 2 years ago for having a sandwich board out longer than his time period could be. And now we've opened it up to 4 huge signs, for sale signs on top of the hill. I think we've gone a little bit beyond what we should have for signage. You know, we need to loosen up for off-premise and these other things. But I just think that when I look at those 4 signs up there, I go, this is way out of,
They've been notified and the clock's running on them to have them removed.
okay,
Yep.
well, I'm just, you know, because I go to scan to see my parents,
I
and I
agree.
just see all these signs and I go, wow. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Any subject?
Give me a minute.
Item number 4, consider a motion to discuss and act on various types of liquor, soda, and cigarette licenses. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Administrator and recuse myself since I'm involved in cigarettes, liquor, soda, etc.
You have to have a- Is that read right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we have a number of license issues to consider this evening. If you will look at page 9 on your Zoom. There are a number of businesses listed. I'm going to read them out by business name and type. Class A beer and liquor licenses: Berto's by the Bay, Top Shelf Cafe and Gourmet, Shopco, Piggly Wiggly. Class B beer and liquor licenses: Husby's and Sister Bay Bowl. Special B, Little Sister Resort. 300 Seat B, Mission Grill and Northern Grill. Class A beer licenses: Voigt's Country Walk Amico and Sister Bay Mobile. Class B beer and Class C wine licenses: Al Johnson's Swedish Restaurant, Churchill Inn, Grassy's Grill, Inn at Christopher's, Chop, Beer Zot, Drink Coffee, Claude's Kitchen, Bay Ridge Golf Course, Door County Creamery, and Harbor Pie Company. What I would ask the board to do at this time is to consider a motion to approve the liquor license applications as requested and issue all licenses that do not involve outdoor service or entertainment. For those that do involve outdoor service or entertainment, the license may be issued upon a signed agreement negotiated in good faith that music and service will end by 11 p.m. and noise as measured from 25 feet from the property line shall not exceed 75 decibels after 11 p.m. until 7 a.m.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The, all carried and issued. To those that fall in that category, I will ask Attorney Nesbitt to draft said agreement, and we will get those mailed out to you by certified mail. We need an agent of your establishment to execute said agreement, returned by June 30th so that we can issue your license.
Steve, can I ask a question?
No, not at this point.
Okay.
For 2015 soda licenses, I'll read the names. That is Bay Ridge Golf, Berto's by the Bay, Carroll House, Claude's Kitchen, Chop, Churchill Inn, Coach Light Inn, Country Walk Amico, Door County Creamery, Drink Coffee, Grassy's Grill, Husby's, Inn at Christopher's, Al Johnson's, Little Sister Resort, Mission Grill and Games, Northern Grill, Open Hearth Lodge, Patio Drive-In and Motel, Piggly Wiggly, Pirates Cove, Shopco, Sister Bay Bowl. Christie, would you step up for 1 second? Cross out.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, I'm good.
Claude's, is Claude's on here?
Yeah, right there. Yep, okay. All right. Sister Bay Mobile, Sister Bay Liberty Grove Fire Department, Top Shelf Cafe and Gourmet, Beer Zot, Harbor Pie Company. Consider a motion to approve those licenses.
I'll make the motion.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I have to recuse myself from voting.
Yep. No vote from Zajac. On cigarette licenses, I'll read the names of the establishments. That is Berto's, Top Shelf Cafe and Gourmet, Sister Bay Mobile, Country Walk Amico, Piggly Wiggly. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve those licenses.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? On page 12 of your Zoom, there are a number of operators licenses. This is actually page 12 and 13. Going to read the names out into the record, and I'll be I will mangle some of these, but I'll do my best. Christopher Janis, James Larson, Alex Higginbotham, Andrea Keller, Chad Kadunko, Todd Strogny, Art Turnquist, Carlin Hatch, Adam Hutchinson, Janet Janis, Matt Stone, Kayla Larson, Andrea Erickson, Michelle Berto Pluff, Rachel Korn, Dolly Zahn, Heike Tavner, Sandra Zock, Jay Keita, Gary Willems, Penny Anschutz, Brett Anschutz, Clark Lundquist, Lexi Tornsas, Zoe Tornsas, Eddie Rockwell, Catherine Respins, Christopher Clark, Olivia Lowry, John Voight, Gary Miller, Richard Larson, Kendall Kohler, Carl Heine, Sherry Letty, Mike Goldstone, Lars Johnson, Annika Johnson, Tonda Gagliardo, Ellie Marie Palomas, Monica Pepcoat, Simona Domzeit, Ray Moda, yep, Jessica Grassi,
pronounce them either.
yeah, Carla Christ, Christopher Schramm, Tiffany Porter, Shirley Jacobs, Candy Skippen, Greg Sundrum, Bob Herman, Gene Lost, Retko Hristor, Claudia Klauboff, Joseph Weisenritten, Diane Trenchard, Shalona Brown, Patsy Willett, Sarah Zajac, Rachel Johnson, Larry Gaida, Richard Stoltz, Dennis Paschke, Richard Staver, Anastasia Bell, Rachel Lohman, Daniel Egbert, Brian Hackbarth. Shane, you should recuse. Are you tied in with,
I'm not tied in with any
no,
businesses.
okay. And Nora, you should because of, yeah. Okay, entertain a motion to approve those, as best I could read them out and as printed.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? None. Zajac abstains. Make sure that's it.
Is that it?
I think so.
These are the licenses.
Liquor, soda, cigarette, operator.
Yep, we're good. Okay, turn it back over.
Okay, I will take control of that. Item number 5, consider a motion to discuss and confirm President Lino's committee appointments. There being none to appoint for this evening, we'll move on to the next item. Number 6, reported county activities from County Supervisor Dave Lino. Yesterday, the Finance Committee met and approved the first cut at the CIP, the Capital Improvement Program, for the next 5 years. Included in that CIP are 2 large projects that everybody will be hearing more about. First one is I have to get the name right, the Human Services Resource Center, which also includes the Senior Citizen Center located at Sturgeon Bay. They are looking at a project to build a new building which will be approximately $6.4 million. The second project they're looking at is building a new ambulance station. The station that's currently located near the hospital is going to be moving to some other location nearby and build a new building there, as well as a second building somewhere, probably in the south, don't know exactly where yet, over the next 2 years for a total of $2.7 million. How that's going to be paid for yet, the county doesn't know, but there is going to be some public-private partnering. In the case of the Human Services Center, they're looking for between $2 and $3 million in private-public donations, in addition to the county putting up some of the money. So looking at approximately a 50-50 split on that. In addition, the county has been without an administrator for the past several months, many months. And today we named a new administrator. His name is Ken Pavick. I probably didn't say that exactly correct, but he is currently in a planning department, or planning director in the city of De Pere. And he is looking to take the job position effective on or about August 1st, whatever the first Monday is, I think it's August 3rd, and will be the new county administrator. And that's what I have for news.
Okay, sir.
Item number 7, unless somebody has a question.
Do I get to ask a question now?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, good. When did you move the quiet time from 10 to 11? It used to be 10, but now it's 11, or 10:30, I'm sorry. Did somebody print something that we were supposed to know that?
No. The board made that determination. If you recall, last year it was 10:30, the year before that it was 11,
Oh, okay.
okay? It's moved around a little bit. We had a negotiation with the Class B holders and have come to an agreement that will also include some noise limits, et cetera.
Was that like the closed section?
That part of the closed session, that's correct.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, we don't get a voice on that?
You had an opportunity in public comment to voice anything you wanted to voice.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was 11. How was I supposed to know that?
We made that motion was made by us in open session just a few minutes ago.
Really?
To ask for comments.
Right.
Oh, I must have missed that. Okay, then my other question is, I sort of missed that, and I think that some other people missed that one. But,
I quite clearly asked for comments concerning the liquor licenses, disturbances, noises,
yeah,
et cetera.
but the question I have is about the liquor licenses,
Mhm.
is, at some point, did you say we changed it from 10:30 to 11?
We don't have to say that. It was made by a motion to make it at 11, and the board agreed unanimously that it would be 11 o'clock.
Okay, but when did that happen?
Here in
The-
open session just a few minutes ago.
Did you guys hear that?
As I read it out.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay. Then the other question I have, which might not be relevant, but I'm just gonna ask it anyways. Is there like a certain number of parking spots that someone has to have in order to get a liquor license?
To answer that question, it's a little more complex than just what you have indicated there on face. It's regulated through our planning process when a business establishes itself. And our zoning code, which is chapter 66 of the village ordinances. So to establish the business, yes, there, depending on the designation and district, there may or may not be parking requirements. They may or may not be waived, depending on all of the various factors that Plan Commission would consider in granting approval through the public process we go through for that.
So, Zeke, the question I have is like, if I had a question about how many parking spots a particular establishment was supposed to have, could I come and ask you that question, and then you could tell me, okay, this particular business is supposed to have X amount of parking spots?
It would require a little bit of review on a forward basis, meaning, Zeke, I'm planning this kind of business. How many parking spaces would I need? I could
So
default
you
directly
can't-
to the
You
code.
can't go back, like, the
Over the
question I
years-
have is like, if there's parking spaces,
Yeah.
do you count the parking spaces like the public parking spaces? You know, like outside, I'm not planning on making the Bluffside Motel any bigger, okay? But I am asking is, do you count the street parking as parking spaces?
It can be counted as parking spaces. What I would suggest you do is sit down with Zeke in his office.
Sure.
He can pull out the parking ordinances, because they have changed over the years, and depending upon what the requirement is today, what you're looking at, he can give you an answer.
That's all I'm asking for. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Can I ask a question real quick too?
Quickly, please.
Sorry. What was the decibels that they were able to have last year?
Throughout the entire village in residentially zoned areas, it's 75 decibels. That's 24 hours a day, sustained for a duration of 30 seconds. In commercially zoned areas, it's 85 decibels, again, sustained for a period of at least 30 seconds.
Okay.
Maybe I want to clear up a little confusion too. The sound or the noise ordinance is not specific to having a liquor license. The ordinance is separate from and apart from liquor license issues.
Okay.
It's for the whole village.
Just because somebody has a liquor, you could have a business that doesn't have a liquor license, they're still restricted by that noise ordinance.
Yes.
For any activity that's taking place. Yes?
I'd like to say something too, because I totally missed my opportunity apparently. I just think that if the board is going to approve a change in time for this outside entertainment, I think those businesses that are affected by that should have been notified or somehow been told, hey, we're going to change this year to 11 o'clock. We still have lots of noise issues. I'm very disappointed in how this was handled tonight, because we can't ask a question in an open session if we don't know you've changed something. You read that after you asked us if we had any questions. I just didn't like the way that was handled at all.
Okay, I'm sorry you don't like the way it's handled. We have to, as a governmental body, we have to follow agendas, the way they're laid out. And we put public comment at the front of everything else, so that anybody here can comment on anything that's going to be discussed that night or anything that's a non-agenda item. And that's why we put it up front. I tried to be as clear as I could and asked very specifically if anybody had any questions or comments. I asked it 3 times about the noise issue, about liquor licenses or other ordinances, and nobody chose to speak. So I'm sorry. And then we closed public comment and moved on. Item number 7, review of financial statements, consideration of a motion to approve the monthly bills.
As y'all are aware, Ms. Newman's retired. These documents were prepared by her and Ms. Baker. We have some staffing issues at the moment. We're working to resolve. Neither one of them were able to attend this evening. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer.
Somebody want to make a motion on the bill payment first before we have discussion?
I'll make the motion, we accept the bill payments of $201,416.81.
Second.
Discussion.
I have a question on
Which page?
Zoom, page 54, Village, page 1.
Yeah.
Beach staking for 721. What's the staking? Is that surveying or is
Yes,
that
sir.
wire staking?
It's surveying we paid for separate from the contract with Mr. Carr in order to save some money.
Okay, so it's separated out, it's not part of the contract, and that's saved as versus. Okay.
You'll also see some other items come up as payables come in, requested for materials. We did direct purchase so that we could exempt from sales tax.
Okay.
So you'll see like Premier Concrete and some others that'll be coming up in the next 60 days or so.
Throughout the village things, we have performance pay for employees.
Yes,
that were
sir.
in there.
Um,
It looked to me like it was almost all the employees.
We will be revisiting that in the second round of closed session here. We'll go back into it after we're done dispensing with the rest of business.
Okay.
Scott?
I have nothing.
Anybody else?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Discussion regarding matters to be placed on a future agenda referred to committee, official, or employee.
Okay, so I'll speak on this just so everybody's clear what's going on in the public and here on the dais. Based on procedure, if you all noticed, when the president read out the motion to go into closed session some time ago, there were 3 items that were listed under the closed session agenda item. We visited one of those. We still need to visit the other 2. And so order of operations is we need to go through the entire agenda, run through all of our committee reports. The only business that we'll handle will be those closed session items after that time. So we'll go back in and then make appropriate motions on the other side if applicable. So with that said, just an update on a couple of items. You all will notice that the utility lines are going away. And, oh, not too close.
You said utility lines are going away?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I love the applause back there. Would hope in the next few weeks they're able to get all of those down. You still will see poles up. They're working on setting those back now so that we can maintain street lighting. Service will take place on low-capacity stringer lines until we're able to install the decorative street lighting, which will take place with the DOT project in fall and winter this coming year. Beach project continues to make progress. I don't know if any of you all had an opportunity to visit the beach area last week and see the 42,000-pound precast concrete structure going in. That was an absolute marvel to watch Mr. Carr and his crew install that. Very impressed by the work that's taking place there. Would ask Ms. Funkhauser to give a quick update on Paddle Fest and how that turned out since she's in attendance this evening. And I know that Reinhardt made some accommodations to ensure that traffic could get on and off the beach. That's really what I'd like to highlight, is those guys went above and beyond what they needed to or what was in the scope of the contract. They didn't have to, but they did to accommodate our business association in their event. Yeah, everything go good?
Sure. Bayshore Outfitters reported to me that they had over 200 people, which is the most they've ever had on a rainy day such as we had on Saturday. So that's fantastic. Sip and Savor, I'm technically not working, so I don't have the numbers yet. I'll have that later this week. But we did really well. I think attendance was up over last year. And Bayshore Outfitters was very happy to keep the Paddle Fest event in Sister Bay instead of having to move it to a different community. So I'm very graciously thankful to the contractor for making accommodations. They built sort of a pathway between the gazebo and the parking lot down to the water and actually poured a path of sand and leveled out the step area that they're working on so that people could walk down and use the beach. And that went a long way with Bayshore Outfitters. It also went a long way with the public. It was also amusing, not only did Bayshore have 200 people participate, they had a whole slew of people just sitting there to watch the free entertainment and to enjoy the beach.
Paige, anecdotally, you actually had an even number. When I checked the traffic counter, 14,000 cars came through Sister Bay that weekend. That's all I have, sir. I'm going to go through the committee reports.
Okay, committee reports. Administrative has not met. Bayshore Oversight.
Bayshore Oversight is transitioning into DOT business meetings unless there's some reason to call specifically. We were asked to agenda them. Should there be an item to address, DOT has indicated there are no items to address. So unless you all want to direct it differently, I'm going to cease to agenda them as such.
How frequently is DOT now going to have those meetings here in the village?
Every 2 weeks. They will begin June 30th with the first one. And then that's the initial meeting. They will then start their bi-weekly meeting on July 21st, and then every 2 weeks after that on Tuesdays. They will be in the Village Hall at 9 a.m.
And the purpose of that is?
The purpose of that is for DOT and the village, as well as the village utilities and the business association, to sit down at a table and have a dialogue with the business community to inform our business community about here's what's taking place over this next 2-week period in terms of project scheduling, any changes that come up due to site conditions or weather, whatever may arise, material availability. We'll communicate that to the business community. Also provides Ms. Funkhauser with a means by which to dialogue with DOT to obtain whatever conceivable items she might have, such as signage or movement of equipment or whatever to facilitate an event that she may have.
And residents would be welcome to attend also?
Yes, sir. Residents would be welcome and encouraged to attend.
Any questions? Coastal Byways.
Has not met. We are meeting Thursday.
DCECD.
Minutes in your packet were from last month. I covered that. That was at the high school home construction project. We did have a meeting on the 8th, last Monday. Update on the Bassmaster Fishing Tournament. Covered that. We had a presentation of, and I butcher this name every time, Jinza Singh China. That's close. Okay, we had an update. We will have a square over there, a Door County Square project going in over there in China. And we approved a contract with a Caitlin Olson, who is a Young Professionals Network. She is going to set that up. It's a way of getting the young people together and building some businesses. And at the very end, Senator Lassay dropped in and gave us a update on the budget battles in Madison.
Economic development,
We'll meet in October.
finance,
We will need to set a meeting to talk about CIP, but it has not met.
fire and fire district exploratory,
No meeting.
historical society.
Historical Society has their annual meeting coming up on June 25th. Zeke is going to be speaking there. It's going to be a potluck. The museum out on the grounds opens today, the 16th. And they're going to be doing movie night at the museum starting July 3rd. The first movie is going to be The Wizard of Oz.
Also volunteering to be the docent with Mr. Polachek. Mr. Polachek's incredibly, insanely passionate about the Wizard of Oz. So,
That's it.
okay.
Library,
Library met last Tuesday. Everything's good. We ordered some checkers so that they can be checked out and can play outdoor checkers.
cool.
Nice.
They must be pretty cool because they were like $300.
It better be cool. Marina and Marina Fest.
Marina met on May 27th. The minutes are in your packet. The significant thing there is Nicole is on board with Sister Bay Marina only. And the next meeting is going to be June 24th at 8:00 a.m. where we're going to have orientation and introduction to all the Marina staff and then do some training afterwards.
Talk to me about Marina Fest.
Marina Fest met today. Marina Fest is, from what we have been able to talk about today, is on track. It sounds like everything's going to go well. Should have a nice expansion, and it will go into 2 days this year.
And Marina Fest committee is handling Marina Fest?
That's correct. We got together today, had a discussion, and everything's back on track, so.
Parks.
We
Minutes
are-
are in your package.
We are short one person, though, this
Sign
time.
on Marina Fest. What are you short?
We just have, John and I, we always had a third citizen. We always had 3 in the committee. We only have 2 now.
Mr. Bickford looks like he's ripe for service back there. Hi, Drew.
Now he's moving back and forth back there.
Or I heard Mr. Kadunko is also anxious to volunteer.
He doesn't even look up.
Sorry, man. I'm just reading about decibels.
We're glad you agreed to serve.
I'll do it for anything, sure.
Okay. Anything else on parks? Moving to parks?
But just do I want to update
As far as?
Sledding Hill and
Do the
our
sledding,
walk
sure.
around up there. Okay, so the gigantic pound or pile of rubble that's located up at the sports complex, just for public edification and information, we visited that during our last Parks Committee meeting, talked about what that is ultimately going to look like. We saved taxpayers approximately $40,000 by using that site as an opportunity to create an additional amenity, which would be a sledding hill. For the citizens who may have some question about the safety of said hill, it is not in its final form yet. There still is some grading that needs to take place. There will be some stops put in towards Woodcrest, and yes, it will continue to grade down towards Woodcrest Road. Don't anticipate anyone venturing out into Woodcrest Road unless they're Evel Knievel. The beach project will receive a 6-foot recycled paver sidewalk around the entire length of the beach, set back just behind those dimension stones that you see located down there that'll be used for seating or.
And the stones are coming, I mean, the pavers
Yes,
are
sir.
coming from?
The pavers are coming from the old Hilms Cottage parking lot. We're gonna reclaim those and recycle them in a more pervious fashion over on the beach project. There should be some left over. One of the other amendments to that project needed to be made is we'll install a 9-foot access way from Mill Road over to the entrance that is closest to the yacht club so that kayakers can access the beach for that. So all those pavers should get reclaimed and we'll have the balance left over. Okay.
Any other questions? Personnel?
No meeting.
Plan Commission?
Yeah,
Next meeting is the?
24th.
24th? Communication Technology has not met, but we need to schedule one.
Okay.
SBAA?
SBAA is working on finalizing the spring social. There was some discussion again on the operating agreement, which had been approved at the meeting before and still is approved and passed on. And then there was some discussion on other events, Sip and Savor, and that which you already heard about, as well as upcoming Sunsplash.
We still need to approve an alcohol agreement.
Right, to work out
Yep,
what the parameters would be, times, that type of thing.
yep. Staff is working on that. Yep.
Teen Center?
Has not met.
Tourism Zone?
Meets this Thursday.
And they have, that's an annual meeting too,
Yeah.
so public's invited.
Utility?
No meeting?
I have a question concerning utilities.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
I will be careful about what I say because we had a joint session, closed session meeting with Liberty Grove Town Board, as we're all aware. The question is for staff. Have the items that were discussed that we would provide to Liberty Grove been provided yet? Or are they available for review before we provide them?
There are parts that are available, sir. The two staff members involved with this would like to set up a meeting on the 24th at 4:30 with you and Mr. Duffy to control information to assure that it goes according to how that meeting went.
Okay. I believe that information needs to be provided before the 24th to them, because we told them we were going to give them information. They are trying to get information to their legal team to have it
Okay.
back to us by the 27th. So I'm happy to meet with you prior,
Okay.
as soon as possible, so we can pass the information along. Pat, if you'd like to be there, make sure what we discussed, anybody else who wants to be there, make sure what we discussed with the town board is taken care of. Okay? Admin and comp oversight has not met. Waterfront oversight has not met. Marketing,
Has not met. Last meeting, we did not make a quorum just due to unforeseen circumstances, but hopefully we'll have that rescheduled very soon and we can discuss the agreement between SBAA and hopefully move that along.
anybody else have anything to say about a committee meeting or report that they might have forgot, decided they still need to
Just
talk
if
about?
you need me at that utility thing, give me a call.
Pretty much it's just, all I want to do is get with Zeke and whoever on the.
See what those numbers were.
I'm not saying what, but we have agreed to provide 2 pieces of information to Liberty Grove. I just want to make sure we have that information and that we're going to provide it in a timely manner so they can provide back to us what they agreed to provide by the 27th of June. That's all.
Okay.
And I'm just saying you're welcome, whoever can be there.
The next Marina Fest meeting with the nonprofits is
June
hopefully
30th.
happening June 30th at 7 p.m.
I did meet with the graphic designer today, and she's working on what needs to be accomplished for that meeting.
Perfect.
She's gonna try to get us a draft sometime next week, so you can take a look at it, and we'll fire it around. Let's set, meeting dates for this coming month, and then we'll go into closed session.
Okay, so before we do closed session, we'll set meeting dates.
Okay. Just so you guys will mark your calendar, again, the business meetings with DOT are June 30th, 9 a.m.
Where are all those meetings?
They'll all be Village Hall. Yep.
DOT 9 AM.
And then July 21st, 9 a.m., Village Hall, and then every 2 weeks thereafter.
But that's not a requirement for.
No. It's just FYI, if you want to go, then it's there. Our village board would be the 21st,
June, okay.
July 21st.
Won't be there.
Yeah,
That's the one that we moved last year because of the, I think we had like 3 members out last year.
We'll just pass a bunch of stuff while you're not here.
What's the date
As long as
for
we have a quorum.
21st.
And
For-
it will be,
Board of
Board.
Trustees.
it will be 5:30.
the village board?
Village board, I will be gone.
Why are we talking 5:30?
I thought we had decided to move it earlier,
Then we're going back to the
Well, we
second
can.
Tuesday.
because I thought that was the confusion about this week.
It was, we went from 6:30 to 6.
That was because of the board review.
Okay.
Board
Yeah.
review.
So we're at 6.
6. Everybody clear as mud, 6 o'clock?
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's on the 21st.
On the 21st.
That's on the 21st.
6 PM.
28th would be Plan Commission at 5:30. I will let you know that that one may be subject to change based on developer needs. We've got 2 outstanding projects we're trying to get everything resolved on. The small quarry will be coming up at this next Plan Commission meeting. We'll have to have some discussion and find out where it goes from there.
Okay, well, back up. The Quarry Plan Commission meeting is going to be
20.
in June,
Yes, sir.
not, we're talking about July, so.
Yes, sir. So the first conversation will be next Wednesday, 5:30.
So in the
On the 24th of June, the
5:30.
Plan Commission meeting,
5:30.
5:30. On that agenda will be the quarry issue.
Okay.
They traditionally have it at 5:30.
Yes, 5:30.
That's at 5:30.
We need John Marino on the 24th,
24th is correct.
and
That's
time for
not
that?
July. No, that's not July, that's June.
June, okay. And for July?
July, we're not gonna have a meeting.
Okay. Parks Committee would be July 1st. That's
2:15.
2:15.
So Wednesday, June 24th is,
Plan.
Yes, sir. It was the only day we could get all the attorneys and parties in the room. It was a Wednesday.
I'm penciled in for that day then. I think I can move stuff around, but,
It's, yeah.
okay.
I will mention, I did ask, just so you know, and you know, and I know, I asked about having to recuse ourselves as adjoining property owners or affected property owners close to the quarry. And the answer from Randy was we do not
Correct.
have to recuse ourselves.
The Attorney General issued an opinion some years ago on that issue. We need to have a Finance Committee meeting to discuss the CIP. Ms. Baker has successfully produced the first draft of it at the end of June. It really takes us until the second week of July to get the full 50% numbers cleared, so we can extrapolate out, a full year from
When
that.
would you like to have it?
If we could do it,
What's
for
good for you?
for CIP, really, anything.
So Wednesdays between 1 to 5,
Okay.
or Tuesdays, or Fridays between,
Tuesdays are not good for me.
so.
Wednesdays are usually pretty good. Fridays are okay, except when they butt up against the holiday.
Pat, Wednesday, too.
I can do Wednesday,
Okay.
like next Wednesday, but not in July.
Not in July,
Right.
I can, well, I have plan at 5.
Friday.
We can do Wednesday, this coming Wednesday.
Wait, that's
We're
the
not,
24th?
we're not ready
Can't do it.
this Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm talking about in July.
So we're talking then when?
You might have to do it without me.
You're talking
You-
the 8th, the 15th, 22nd?
Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like Pat and, Shane and Dave. This is gonna be CIP on first draft, and then we're gonna look at it again when we get to the end, so.
I trust you.
So we're gonna do all the hard work, and then we're just gonna stay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's gonna be over in.
So the
Harvest
8th or the 1st? Either one of those work for me.
I'd go,
8th?
Let's go with the,
I'd go the 22nd
Well,
or
okay.
15th, so that we've got the 50% numbers done.
How about the 22nd?
okay,
Or 15th,
22nd, okay.
22nd. 2 o'clock? Or Dave, you got a different time?
Can we make it 3?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
This one won't be a very long one. We'll-
Yeah, Pat won't be there.
That's what we always
Well,
say.
it's CIP, we're taking the first look at CIP. Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Spend.
You're out of money anyway.
Right, it's gonna be short.
You said Common Tech needs a meeting?
Yeah, why did I say that?
Dark fiber?
Because you're hoping we're gonna get rid of these Zooms.
No, it was,
Just throwing it out there.
we talked about it, I said, Comtech's gonna have a meeting.
Downtown internet? Marina internet?
I'll think of it.
Okay.
No, we'll think in a second.
All right, so the only one I've got is,
All those are things we need to talk about.
Right.
That is what I was
We need to schedule a marketing committee meeting too. Sooner than later.
here's the question on that. This agreement, where does it need to go before it comes here?
I don't think before it goes here, it needs to come to us and then hopefully over to Parks.
Okay,
No,
that's why I'm asking.
it doesn't need to anymore because the coin issue was the token issue.
The token is gone, but they still regulate the events, and there are events listed in
So
it.
then us, then Park, then here.
Which one do you want it to go to first?
Well, marketing, they were working on it, right, so it's gonna go back to marketing.
Okay.
And then when they're happy, then if SBA is good with the sign, marketing does what they gotta do, should go to Parks then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And then
Parks
on the
should
shore.
show up with work.
All right, can we get a marketing meeting in before before
would-
Parks?
Can we do the 30th?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's just double stack, do a single item, or 2 items, gotta get that in the alcohol agreement. And then that's gonna bring up the next question, which is where do you all want the alcohol agreement to go? Same route? You want it to come up to the board level?
Should go the same route.
Okay,
So the alcohol agreement for Sunsplash is gonna go through marketing, then to Parks, and then, okay.
okay,
So then that'll be on the agenda.
yep, that will be the agenda,
So are you gonna have marketing before Parks?
Yes.
yes. Have it on the 30th, and then we'll turn right around on the 1st and
Otherwise,
half.
we'll lose time.
Yeah.
Yep.
What time?
Shane?
Mornings are always better for you, right? And I know Tara is better in the mornings. I would love to do a Tuesday morning if we can, do an early morning,
Okay.
7:30, does that work? 7 or
I
7:30?
have paddleboard class, but
So you want us to come do it on the paddle boards?
Maybe there'll be,
Yeah.
maybe there'll be big waves
It's
that day.
7:30,
7:30.
7:30 a.m.
Does that work, 7:30? Okay.
Headquarters until 9 or 10.
8:30.
Oh, they do them at 8:30.
And that was when?
June 30th,
30th.
Tuesday, June 30th, 7:30 a.m. Okay. I think that's it, other than Common Tech, and Dave can call me on that one.
I can't remember what we were talking about either.
Pat, we're working on the HR stuff for insurance.
Somebody said something that triggered it.
Yeah, we gotta have a contact with them.
I'll follow up with you on that.
All right,
Closed session?
so let's go back into closed session. Do we have to go through the whole motion thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make a motion, just so much to read. Make a motion Convene in the closed session pursuant to state statutes 19.85 sub 1 sub C to discuss personnel and employee benefits, and 85 sub 1 sub E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public property, investing in public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. And 19.85 sub 1 sub G, confer with legal counsel who either orally or in writing will advise the governmental body on strategy to be adopted with respect to current or likely litigation. Need a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Solomon, yes.
Clove, yes.
Baker, yes.
Duffy, yes.
Zajac, yes.
And Chris, yes?
Lino, yes.
Okay, now closed session.
Now in closed session.